Hello, everyone. Today is Thursday, March 7th, and this is the Daily Fantasy 5, where I bring you the 5 things you need to know every day in the world of fantasy sports. We are brought to you, as always, by www.mathradio.com. Go to mathradio.com to get math courses for your children between the ages of 7 and 17. Improve their grades in school, get higher test scores, and even help them get into college. Once again, that is www.mathradio.com. All right, let's get to it. We have 5 big stories today, and let's start with baseball. So the big news out of Red Sox camp is that Steven Wright is suspended for 80 games for using growth hormones. He says he has no idea how they got into his system. Well, it's probably because you took growth hormones to help you stay healthy. The knuckleballer pitched well when he wasn't injured last year. I'm not sure anyone really had him on their radar for this fantasy season. Perhaps as a sleeper, he might pick up some wins in a very good Boston team, but it looks like he will be out for at least the first half of the year. Staying in Boston, they still have no closer. Kimbrel has remained unsigned, and it sounds like Boston is not interested in spending big money on a closer. So who might they turn to? They have, Matt Barnes, Tyler Thornburg, Ryan Brazier. Any of those in-house options might work for Boston. I still see them going out and either trading for a closer at some point during the season or signing someone before the season begins. All right, staying in baseball, let's move to the Houston Astros for story number 2. Alex Bergman, the 24-year-old third baseman, had a great season last year, batting .286 with 31 home runs and 103 RBIs. He left yesterday's game with back stiffness. Whenever a big-time player leaves a baseball game with back stiffness, it makes me nervous. We need to monitor the situation. Houston's saying he might even be back for Friday's game. However, when I hear back stiffness, it makes me worried that if he comes back too soon, he could aggravate something else by compensating for the back. So just keep an eye on Alex Bergman of the Houston Astros. All right, let's move to the NBA before we talk some football. So in Atlanta last night, Alex Pothrius sprained an ankle. He might be out for the season. I doubt many of you out there were starting Alex in your daily fantasy lineups or on your fantasy basketball team, but this could be big news for other players on Atlanta because they are really out of big men. Dwayne Dedmon, he's out with a bruised knee, so they don't have much else. Who do they have left? They have Collins, and they have Alex Len. So they are probably going to see huge minutes going forward, as they are really the only big men left on the roster. So look for Len and Collins to be big contributors going forward for the Atlanta Hawks. Also last night, DeAndre Jordan came back and started for the New York Knicks. He played 24 minutes and had a great night with 17 points, 14 rebounds, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. Now, the Knicks are a dumpster fire. They are terrible. They are hot garbage. However, if they're going to let DeAndre Jordan have a bunch of minutes, he will probably be fairly productive because he's one of their only options. If he's going to score 17 points for you on a nightly basis, he is a super valuable fantasy piece. All right. In basketball tonight, there's only 2 games. I would stay away in your daily formats, so we're going to skip that for tonight, and we're going to talk about the NFL and a little guy named Josh Rosen. Now, there's all kinds of rumors that he is going to be traded before the draft. I think it's all smoke. I do not think it will actually happen. However, what I think should happen is that the general manager for the Arizona Cardinals should be fired immediately. All right, this guy spent a first-round draft pick last year on Rosen. He made all kinds of terrible trades. He fired a coach that he had hired only, 9 months previously? And now he wants to trade Josh Rosen for a second-round pick so he can go ahead and sign another draft pick with a first overall pick. It's craziness. It's craziness. He should be gone. But let's talk Josh Rosen for just a minute. My ideal landing spot for Josh Rosen, because I think he could be a good NFL quarterback, is the New York Giants. Will the Giants make this move? Probably not, because they're not a very smart franchise either. But if Arizona is willing to let him go for a second-round pick, the Giants should absolutely snag him, because Eli is past his prime for sure. He's certainly an injury risk, and they would have control on Josh Rosen for the next 4 years. So even if he doesn't play this year, right? Even if Eli starts every game, he's still worth a second-round pick to come in next year as your starting quarterback. You'll still have him under super cost control for 3 more seasons. This would make up for their draft pick last year when, yes, they picked a great running back in Barkley. However, you can't spend the number 2 pick on a running back. It just doesn't make sense in today's NFL. So that would make up for that pick by still getting a quarterback that they need for the future, and they might even need him for this season. So I think any team, give me the Patriots, the Steelers, the Chargers, The Packers, anybody that has an aging quarterback who does not have their quarterback set would be out of their minds not to give up a second-round pick for Josh Rosen. I think he's going to be a good quarterback someday in the NFL as long as he gets out of the horrible situation that he's in Arizona. I mean, honestly, could you have been in a worse situation? Terrible offensive line, no wide receivers, terrible coaching staff. They all got fired. I think Josh Rosen could have a comeback year either this year or next in a new situation. So if I'm an NFL GM, I'm going to go out and trade for Josh Rosen. All right, and that's all we have today for your Daily Fantasy 5. Don't forget to visit www.mathradio.com. Please subscribe, like the show, all that good stuff. Tell a friend, and we will see you next time. Bye for now.